when you don't feel like being consistent, this is the perfect time to just post a video about how you feel. When you're not feeling like you want to post, is when you don't feel like it. Like today, for instance, it's all dreary. It's the sun is not out. I'm just not even feeling like I'm just not feeling it today. But I said to myself I was going to talk to y'all about it. I always talk about how it's important to be consistent. I always talk about how it's important to show up, and even though you don't want to do it, right? But today is definitely one of those days where I'm not feeling that. But I said to myself, I wanted to be, candid about how I felt. And, I got up today and I was just like, I didn't even want to get out of bed. I don't want to work. I'm just not feeling it today. But I said to myself, I want to be consistent. I want to share where I'm feeling like I'm feeling high, and I want to share when I'm feeling my lowest, you know what I'm saying? Instead of it just being all perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Whoever told you that, they lied to you. It should not be that way. If you're not feeling it, like you're not feeling it, that's real. That's genuine. You know what I'm saying? And I actually feel that way. I was talking to a friend about like, yo, they were asking me like, how do you keep posting videos? Like, what do you do when it's like you don't feel like it? And be honest, at one point I would not want to post a video. I wouldn't, I would just not turn on the camera. I would just wouldn't post, and people wouldn't know that. But there is some truth to being like where you're here and things are great. Like you're here and things are great. And I don't know why that guy did that, but you're here and things are great, and then there's sometimes where you don't feel great. I don't know why people are weird. It's not always going to be great. Things are not going to always be sunshine and rainbows and everything. There's lows. There's lows to life. There's lows to creating content. Not every time you're not going to want to be this, and that happens. But those are times when you take your break, you reset, or in what I recommend is like when it happens and you're low, you talk about it, you document it. Like if you're into content creation, you do that, because people are gonna see a different side of you. They're gonna be like, wow, it's not always perfect. It's not always everything is not grand. And that's real. Like I'm gonna be honest, that's real. People like when people are candid and real about how they feel and how things happen. Things are not always going to be perfect, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, but that's why I recommend when you're feeling that way, reach out to a friend, reach out to loved ones, talk to family, or post a video about it. Like, listen, this is what happened. You know what happened at work today, man? Let me tell you what happened, and then you set the camera and you talk about it. I wanted to make this quick video about it, and just, talk to y'all. I'm human. It's not always going to be perfect. There's going to be days where people at work are going to piss you off. There's going to be days where, like, just right now, I'm talking to the camera and this car like kind of sped by and really close to the car. I don't know, but there's not going to be things that are perfect. And some people like to just suppress it and say, why you talk about those things? Why don't you just keep it to yourself? Why don't you, I don't. I did that for a while. I'm not suppressing anything anymore when it comes to problems, or when I'm at my lowest, or when things are not working out, or when I'm not, happy about how things worked out in a previous experience. I'm not doing that. I'm going to talk about it. That's real. I'm not going to fake the funk. I did that for way too long. And it's actually helped me get better at expressing my emotions and talking to the camera about how I feel. Like if I talk about so many things that I have never talked about in my life, I'm more open about it. It allows me to just be real. And I've never been happier. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but it's I've been the most comfortable I've ever been in my life. I'm a little bit older now, and I've always had to like just suppress my emotions and not talk about it, and not like just handle it. You're a man, you handle it, you deal with it, and that's the end of it. It's weird. I can't explain it. I hope so. I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from. Because it's not going to be perfect. Life is not perfect. It's not easy. It never will be. Don't let anybody tell you that. There's going to be peaks and valleys. Anyway, I'm gonna get started with my day. I appreciate y'all, man. Seriously, I appreciate y'all watching the content. Take care of yourselves, man. Take care of each other. Peace.